Good day everyone, we are the fourth reporter. We are here to discuss or report all about connections with nature. Connections with nature. This section discusses the natural affinity people have with nature and similar constructs, the factors that contribute to such connections, how these relations to nature are manifested, and how they can be enhanced in the context of one's spirituality. So, the spiritual self is not only tied in one's connection with a higher being and other people, it is also related to how people relate to nature. For Christians, for instance, it is stated in the Bible, we are appointed as stewards of God's creation, and this implies one's responsibility to take care of nature and the world. And then, in general, although this comes from the context of Christianity, the idea that the Bible passage carries is a very relevant to how individual should be conscious of nature regardless of his or her religious belief. In fact, during pre-colonial times, our ancestors practiced animism that venerated animals, trees, bodies of water, and land. They offered prayers and respected nature because they believed that damaging the environment would anger the gods and results in dire consequences in their daily life. Even now, some religious practices in other parts of the world practice similar traditions by avoiding eating certain animals that are considered sacred with their religious and cultural belief.
Go.
Religiosity aside, a significant number of people have a serious commitment to nature by taking care of animals, pledging advocacy for environmental issues, and practicing daily behaviors that manifest a growing concern of the world. These are embodied in the concepts of affinity with nature and ecopsychology.
Affinity with nature can be defined as the ties that band people and nature together. It can also mean nature connectedness defined as the extent to which individuals include nature as part of their identity. If people feel that they are one with nature, then destroying it can mean self-destruction and vice versa. An individual with a strong affinity with nature feels that his or her identity is tied to his or her natural environment, genuinely cares for the environment and commits to take care of it.
Ecopsychology shares many similarities with the concept of having affinity with nature. It is concerned with the fundamental interconnections between humans and the natural world through a phenomenological and sensorial link, and the integration of practices based on a nation that direct contact with the natural world has healing potential. While it is fairly obvious that both concepts focus on the connection of man to nature, their distinction lies on the nature of the connection they are referring to. Affinity with nature highlights the emotional connection with nature anchored on positive affective experiences and authentic love for nature. However, ecopsychology is based on a transpersonal and philosophical relationship with nature, highlighting beliefs and practices that promote and enhance ecological, personal, and community sustainability.
How can affinity with nature and ecopsychology be developed? Just like other aspects of the self, these are brought about by experience with nature and observation about the environment. Parental behavior accounts for much of one belief about nature and the environment. For example, having pets in the house and inculcating the responsibility of taking care of them can lead to the love for animals, which in the long run can result in abuses against animal friendly on the grounds that they are living creatures and deserve interest and respect. Teaching children the value of recycling, taking care of gardens, and showing trust properly can instill respect for the environment and love for nature. In schools, certain programs are embedded within their curricula and provide exposure to nature and the environment such as community service programs, outreach activities, and camping trips, school club activities that orient students to become environmentally conscious. Continuing Boys Scouts and Girls Scouts organization. This can shape the value, orientation, and behaviors of individuals, especially at young, impressionable age that they can sustain as they get older.
How are connections with nature established and improved? First, it is not enough that one simply conforms to what society says about taking care of the environment. Research has shown that personal standpoints such as the locus of control, self-control, spirituality, values, identity have a strong relationship to one's affinity with nature and ecopsychology. Developing an open mind and adopting a philosophical perspective that advocates for environmental protection and sustainability is important. Taking care of the environment requires behaviors to be aligned to achieve this goal.
Second, the emergence of the technology has hampered people's engagement with other outside activities. While in the past, children can be seen playing outside and engaging in the nature-bound activities. Swimming, fishing, hiking, boating. Many children today are now seen glued to their electronic gadgets, surfing the internet, or watching TV. These activities have weakened the human-nature connection. Thus, there is a need to reconnect by lessening dependence on technology and to literally smell the roses. It is important to go out, explore the world, immerse oneself in the beauty of nature, and foster ecologically healthy lifestyles. And lastly, while not all people are meant for being active environment advocacies, incremental behaviors towards protecting the environment can go a long way. Disposing of the segregating garbage properly, avoiding plastic use and other non-biodegradable materials, and taking care of pets can be some of the ways by which one's unity with nature is showcased. In taking care of nature, an individual also takes care of himself or herself, thus contributing to optimal healthy development.